everyone. Welcome again to this wonderful presentation of the Aspire Software Limited. Now today we are going to look at another module within the Positive ERP, which is the module of the Smartman. So this is the module whereby in the first presentation we had indicated that it is the module that is being used to do the biometrics, register the biometrics for your employees and also for your customers. That is in case of registering customers for loyalty. So this is where all the registrations is done. All the biometrics are taken from here. Okay, so you can see this is the interface of the entire Smartman or the Smart Manager. Okay, so as usual, when you do the setting, you just come there, Smartman, and then you click Setup. So when you click the Setup there, then of course the setup will actually show up. And then as you can see, there is this other modules here called the Cadman. So this is where we used to register the names or register the biometrics of your employees or of your customers. And then this one here is the loyal customer. We will see on how actually this one loyal customer works here. And then we will also see the pointsman. And then there is where you set the points. And then of course where you can upload or register customers for e-pass collection. And then also there is the e-pass statement and of course SMS and reports. So in the Smartman, this is where it happens. When you click, okay, let me see. That is, at least we had clicked the setup. So I think the setup is supposed to be opening. So it's just opening right away. It's just opening right away. I don't know why it's delaying, but I've stayed for some time without opening it. That's why it's behaving like that. Okay. So finally it has opened. So this is where the setup you do. Like now, if you want to put all the details of the company, this is where you put all the details of the company. Just like other modules, the way we were doing setup, it's more or less the same thing. And remember, Smartman is an HQ module. So whatever you do here, it will replicate all the way down to your branches. So if you put the names and all that stuff here, all these things will replicate all the way to your branches. So you don't have to go to your branches and redo this again. So you normally just do this once. Including also with the branches, you can also set your branches and the branches. So you can see just like what we did in the HR module, because it is an HQ module. So likewise also Smartman is an HQ module. So you can set also your branches here and your HQ. They are supposed to be registered in the system. And this is where you define the distribution, or you define your branches, if there be branches, if it is the headquarter. Like for now, this Smartman is an HQ module. That's why you see here it's HQ. Okay. And then of course branch type. So branch type distribution, which is the HQ module, that is now a distribution. Now if it was in the back office, then you will see a branch type is supermarket or whatever, something like that. So this one is a distribution. So okay, charge type, like we said, cost to cost. If it is within the same company and you want to transfer items from headquarter to the branch at a price, at the cost price. So you indicate their cost to cost. And of course here you can indicate the branch logo. And then of course here you indicate the servers and the path of the servers. And then there are also, you indicate different accounts that will be hitting. These accounts are most kind of like cash book accounts. So you indicate there, and these are the codings within the system, so that the system will know where the monies are coming from, so that you may get proper reports. And of course here, as we indicated, this is the update. So when you click this update, of course this is where once you click that and then you update down here, then this one you will have updated all the branches. So like you'll find now, for example, Aura and Sons supermarkets here, it is just branch 1. Okay, so you may have more than one branches lined up here. So you simply select the branches and you update, or with specific branch that you want to update, you can select here one specific branch and update. But if it is many branches, you can just select all here. Say select all there, and then all the branches are selected, and then you update. So this is actually a refresher or an update icon. When you see it in the system, it's just a refresher or an update icon. So just like also we explained in the HR setup, this is also is available here, the cloning factor, that you can actually be able to clone somebody's rights to other specific individuals or people or employees that you'll want them to have those rights. So if it is supervisory rights, you can just select one supervisor and then clone his rights to a different supervisor or a new supervisor that has been employed. So this is just a cloning that saves you time when you are transferring or you are issuing rights from one source to the other. So that is one of the mechanism here that is very, very helpful to save you time. Now when you come to users here, these are the users, and how do you indicate users? You just simply come here and say new, and then you indicate, you put the name of the user. So once you put the name of the user, you assign them the password. Okay, and then once you've assigned them the password, what happens here is that the password, you have to put the expiry date of the password, and it's normally 30 days. The reason as to why you are doing this is because these employees may leave work tomorrow. Okay, so you will not need them to be still operational in your system. So these passwords, this is the way you can, at least one way you can control that after 30 days he has to renew the password and all that stuff. So that is okay. And then if you want to put some of the email triggers, you can also indicate a tick there. And then of course, if he's a staff, you can pull his name from the HR module through here, just through searching here, and then you say, so like that one. Now you can see this guy is an employee, and then you say accept. Once you say accept, the name will appear here, and then you say okay. So finally, once you've said okay, their names will appear here. Like now, for example, I've indicated these names here. So that's why you see if I select, it gives me the picture of this staff member here. So that is how you actually add people in the setup, so that these are the people that you are assigning that they are going to use this system. So how do you give them rights? First of all, you give them operational branch rights. For example, here this guy does not have operational branch rights. So these are different types of branches like HQ and all that. So at times when they will try to log, they will find like they cannot actually be able to log in because they don't have the branch rights. So you have to give them the branch rights. You can all either come down here and say all. So when you tick there all, they have all the branches, all the rights, and or maybe you can select specific rights that you want to give them. Maybe you'll say you don't want to give them the HQ rights, so you remove those HQ rights, or you simply, once you remove just this tick here, okay, he will not be able to access these other areas. Okay, so that is, maybe you just want to give him the branch rights, then he may have those branch rights. Then after that you update. Okay, so that is how we issue rights. That is how we issue rights to people. Likewise also to the back office module rights, you can also issue them from here. You don't have to go to the back office, you just come here. If it is just one company, you come here and then issue those rights from here. So you select, if it is all, you just select all here. Okay, and then you give them all the rights here, and then you say update. So when you're updating, you find all the branches will appear here. So when you say okay, definitely it will update. So after it has updated like that, okay, so it is complete, and then you are done. So that is how you issue rights. You find that what you do there, also the branches will receive the same update. So once you update the branches here, that is, the branches will receive the same information that you've just done here. Now likewise also to HQ, this is how you do. These are HQ modules. Like for example, enterprise, you give rights. So this is where you do, if I want to give him all the rights, I can just issue all the rights here and update. Or if I want to do specific rights within the enterprise, I just click the expand, and the entire enterprise will be expanded. And then you select what you need to give him and what you not need to give them. Okay, then after that you do the update. Okay, so that is how you do it. Likewise also to this other one, the accounting, you can also issue rights. Like for example, let me just give him all the rights. Okay, so you find all the rights have been given. Like if you can read here 1098 rights granted of 1098 rights. So he has all the rights just like an admin. Likewise, also when you come to HR, you find that also in HR he doesn't have rights. You can grant rights there. You can also grant rights there. And then also when you come to Smart Manager, the same guy here, you can give him rights also. So you just click there and you select. Now, in your issues or for your branches, you'll not be able to issue rights the way I'm issuing, because in your branches, you have different people with different functionalities. So you may be required to actually expand this and issue specific rights and update. For example, there are people you may not allow them to delete currencies or to edit anything or to delete any document and all that. So these are some of the nitty-gritties you need to check on after issuing rights. Like now, for example, here, I'm using the admin rights of all these accounts, and that's why I'm issuing myself all these rights, okay? So we have also the accounts rights, just like the way we had spoken. There's this accounts rights. So you have banks. You can also issue bank rights here, and then you update. Okay, so each and every bank, you can select different banks here, and then give yourself rights, like that. Then update, like that. Like this one is not registered yet. Again, that one. Okay, you can give yourself rights to that. This one also is not registered. So that is how you issue yourself rights to the banks. And then there are also creditors. Okay, these are all the suppliers. You can give yourself rights. Like now you can see this one has only the rights of these 3 suppliers. Okay, but when you come to the administrator, he has all the rights of all the suppliers. So that is how you can give rights of all the suppliers, including the debtors. These are number of customers that you have. So also with the customers, you can also issue them. You can also issue them rights. So these are also, you can see the admin here has all the rights of the customers. And also, like when you look at this other guy, he only has one right of this one customer. So you can define who is supposed to look what and who is not supposed to look to see what. So likewise, also when you come to staff rights, okay, whoever is supposed to access the staffs in the different staffs in the system. So that is what you can give. So you'll find maybe a supervisor may have rights to specific staffs because those staffs, they belong to his branch, or even the HR can have rights to all staffs. So that is how you can also define that. So at the same time here, again, you look at, you have like assets. So there are different assets like motor vehicles, plant machinery, computers, and all that. So somebody has to have rights so that he may monitor, or she may monitor all these assets. So yeah, maybe you can give one person, or you can give different people to different specific assets here. So you can assign specific assets to different people. Then even in those assets at the branch, you can also assign to a specific person. So you see, you can filter that and define the responsibilities that are supposed to be given to each and every individual. So there are also feature rights here, as we had discussed in the HR, which is the same feature rights, that in terms of invoicing, you can define the credit limit that somebody is supposed to be given. Like for example, here you can say somebody can only have a credit limit of about $1 million, so that credit note limit of about $1 million. So if it is above, he has raised credit notes over 2 million, okay, then you find that the system will not allow him to raise credit notes above 2 million, or it depends with whatever figure the company will wish to grant you. Likewise also, like here now you can see setup module here, like you can see add auto, general ledger, and all this. You are able to set all these and issue the limits that you're supposed to get. So like here you find that send me trigger email. So if somebody logs into with your password, so you can indicate, and then once you put one here and then you update, so what happens is that anybody tries to log in with your password in the system, so you as the owner, you'll get what? You'll get an email that somebody is trying to log into the system using your password. Likewise here, there's, in case of HR here, like we said, there's a loan manager here. You can put the loan limit of the HR or manager up to how much he's supposed to issue. If it is above that, then he has to consult the higher authorities. So in a nutshell, that is how you input rights and you define responsibility of each and every person within the smart manager, just like what we saw in the HR module. And please, for those who never saw the HR module, I will encourage you, please check on that video. The link is down there. You can check on those videos and see the HR module, because the HR module works hand in hand with the smart manager. So it works hand in hand with the smart manager. So I will encourage you check on the HR module. So now in the smart manager, what you see here is that this is the cardman. This is where now we register people and we take their biometrics. So how do you register? For example, this is one of the, let me just search a name here if I have. Okay, so this is one of the guys. He's a staff of this company and he's also a loyal customer. You can see here he's a staff and his staff code is G001, and then his loyal customer, this is the loyal customer name here. Now before you even reach here, you have to register customers first within the SmartMan. That is now in the case of customers. But we will check on that. Let me finish it up here. Now, if it is a customer, this is where, if it is first of all, if it is an employee, with an employee, you don't have to go and register them as customers. If he wants to register as a customer, simply what you do, you come here and then you say new. Now, and since the employee will have his own card, they will have their own biometric card. So they will have those cards to register, because those cards, they already have, the details are already in the HR module. So all the details are going to be pulled here. So when you say new, a window will open, and in that window, let's just see how the window will open. It's opening. I don't know why it's taking long. At least I think it's also searching for some mechanism. So it will just open. Okay, now it has opened. So you can see when it opens like that. Now, if this guy is a staff, what happens is that, or if you want to register staff member for card registration, the first thing what you do is that you input the card reader. The card reader is actually should be connected to your computer. Okay, so once it's connected to your computer, the moment you tell the employee to put his card, if he's already registered in the human resource, you simply click here as human resource. So once you've clicked there, you search for his name. You say maybe the name is this guy here. So once you've searched his name, so the rest of the details here will appear automatically. Okay, the rest of these details will appear automatically. And if it doesn't appear, you normally come here and click here. And then after you've clicked here, then you return there. So once you've clicked the human resource and then you return there, like you see, I've clicked the human resource, this information has just come. So it comes automatically. So once it has come automatically, then you will say you want to do what? You want to register him as a loyal customer. Okay. Then you input what? You input the card there, loyalty customer there, and then you tell him to put the card. So once he puts the card will read. You just say okay, and then the card reader will absorb all the information that is here. That is how you do register a staff member as a loyal customer. But if he's a new staff and you want to register, take his biometrics in the card, the same day, you put a new card. Once you've put a new card, you pull his name the way we've just done here. And then once you pull his name, you just do that. And then you don't actually click as a loyal customer. You bring here as a human resource. So once you bring the human resource, the card is still on the card reader. You just put the card on the card reader, and then you say okay. So once you say okay, let me just see. So you see it says, since the smart card system is not accessible, you cannot proceed. It's because I've not connected the smart card reader. So if I connect the smart card reader, so what happens? The smart card reader will take this information and write it to their smart cards. Okay, and write it to their smart cards. That is how you register. You register new members, new employees. You register their information into the card. So that is how you do it. Now let's say, for example, if it is a customer. Now if it is a customer, it is quite a little bit different scenario. Then what you do is that, first of all, so once you've registered this, you've taken this information, what we've just done previously, like what you did here, what we did here is to pull the information, now this information, into the card. So this is the information that will be pulled into the card. Okay, the card will recognize your name, it will recognize and all that stuff. Now once that information has been pulled into the card, the next thing what happens is that you're supposed to enroll your biometrics, that is your fingerprints. So you input the card, and then once you input the card, what you do, you click here, and then it will say the card reader has fingerprint data. Do you really wish to enroll fingerprint data again? So since I don't have the fingerprint reader here, it cannot actually allow me. So but once you do this, it will bring you a window whereby you're supposed to enroll your fingerprints, and once you enroll the fingerprints, then you say it finishes, and once it is finishes, you come and verify here. So you do that, and then it will give you fingerprints, and then you try one of your fingerprints, then it will say fingerprint registered. It's okay. So that is how simply you register your fingerprint within the Smartman. So once you've registered your fingerprint, all the information is taken within the system. So the HR, if he's a staff, the HR will recognize that fingerprint. Okay, the HR will recognize that fingerprint, and from there, this staff will be able to clock in, clocking out every time they come to work and leave. So that is how you do a registration of the fingerprint. Okay, and of course there is a QR code enabled management. There are those devices also that you can simply just scan the QR code and then be able to access whatever you wanted to see. That is QR code, mostly it is for the loyal customers. Okay, now that is how you register staff and register their fingerprints within the Smart Manager. Now when you come to loyal customers, this is what you do. Okay, all customers are registered here. For example, if you want to register a new customer, you just say here new. You come to new. Okay, so it will just open, and sometimes also it takes time because of the smart card reader, because it is not there. You can see it is giving me red color here. So you just say new. Once you've just said new, this is a new loyal customer registration. So what will you say? Where are you registering these customers? From your branch or from the headquarters? So you have to select here branch or headquarters. Okay, and then it will begin by get next card. This is just the next serial card that you are issuing. Okay, so if you've been registering, you click here for the next serial card to appear, and then you give the name here. Like for example, you can select if it is doctor or if it is professor. Most of the customers will want to be recognized by their titles. So if he's a doctor or a professor, make sure you ask them, and then you input this right title there. Or if he's a Mrs. or a Mr., you just indicate there, and then you put their names there. Okay, so you can put the name maybe Kennedy Kipungetich. Okay, and then for there, of course, you put the address. Once you put the address, you put the mobile phone number, and okay, they may have more than one mobile phone number you can input. And then email address here, you can say no email at none.com. Okay, and then of course if they have fax numbers, you can input, and then where they come from, you can say maybe Kitale, or maybe where the country they come from. You can say if it is Kenya, you search for Kenya here, then you say Kenya. Where is Kenya here? Let me just search for Kenya, because Kipkentich Kenya is there, and then you input also if there are telephone numbers, you can input. If there is also telephone number too, you can also input. If contact customer was via SMS or email, if you want to be contacted by SMS or email, you can input that tick there. Okay, see, so these are contacts. Then after you've done that, you go now to personal. So this personal also you have to indicate if he's a male, if he's single or married. You just indicate there if he's divorced and whatever. Let me just assume he's married. So once you indicate married, you see now it is asking you the spouse name. Okay, but if he's single, it knows you are single, it will not give you another field to fill in. But if you are divorced also, it will not give you another field. Separated, you are still single. And then if you are widowed, also you are still single. But if you are married, it will ask you for another field. What is the name of your spouse? So you indicate the name of the spouse there. Let's say if the name of the spouse is Rod, the name of the spouse is Cecily. I don't know if that is the spelling of Cecily. Number of family members, you also need to indicate number of family members. Profession also, you say maybe is a teacher. Okay, so that is how you indicate. And then after that you go to others. Nationality, you indicate if he's Kenyan, say is Kenyan. Passport also, you can indicate the passport A63, okay, 299, A63 2997. And then if the ID, you can also indicate the ID there. Okay, but you see there is a star here which shows that this is not a compulsory field. This is the compulsory field. You have to indicate something here. But with the passport, this is just optional. But the ID is very compulsory. You have to indicate the ID. If it is, well, this is the ID number, you can indicate it there. Then of course, after you've done that, you upload the picture. Okay, just upload the picture. Let me just look if I can get a blank image. Okay. Let me see if I can get a blank image here. See where I can get the blank image. So this is maybe my picture. I will indicate that. So you can see the picture will appear there. And then once the pictures appear there, you say okay. Violation of primary key, insert duplicate key in the object, duplicate. You say okay. That is just irrelevant. So, but that is how, in a nutshell, you register customers in your Smart Manager. That is how you pick customers. Once you've said okay, you can come here and maybe confirm if this customer was registered. So you can see already the customer is registered. So you can see all the details that we've been taking for the customer. They are all here. They are all there. So this customer is already registered. So once you've registered him, you've taken his picture. So you come here, that process that we did, now you come here for the card registration. That is the process. You'll still follow that process. But now you will not choose HR. You will choose the customer loyalty. Like now, after you've registered, then this is where he will appear. This is how he will appear. Okay, now seems like I've not registered him, so he may not appear here because I've not done the card. So the card is still 00. I've not registered. So until I come here with the use of biometrics, then I register him as a loyal customer. Okay, I'll register him as a loyal customer. You can see now it's querying a lot. Okay, so you come here and register them as loyal customers, and that is how you do the registration of both your employees and your customers as loyal customer in the field. So you can see when I chose customer loyal, this is what it happened. It will give me this field of a customer. So I will select this customer and then I will say Kennedy. So you can see now it's giving me Kennedy here. Let me say he's not if he was a staff, I will also select human resource, but since he's not a staff, he's just a customer, I will come here and select this. So once I've selected this, you see I've gotten the addresses automatically. Then when I click OK, then the card will be registered in the card reader. So this is how we register loyal customers in the Smartman. Okay, so for now we'll not register. So let's see if I told the information here, but the information I don't think it has come here because it has to be registered in the card. That's why now it will be able to appear here like this one. I did it in the card like him. This one I did it in the card, that's why now all the data is just around within the system, so you are able to see it like that. Okay, so that is how you do a registration. Now after that, you come to Pointsman. So this is where you check all the points of the customers at the HQ level. So like him, you can check his points. So you can see he has 200 points. When you go to back office, you'll also be able to see the same points, 200 points. So you can select branch wise, and since me, I am in the HQ, this is just HQ already. So you can also be able to adjust if maybe you will need to adjust the points. You can either reduce or add the points. So that is a level. If you say you want to add by 10, okay, or you reduce by 10, let's add by 10, like I've added by 10. Then when I say okay, so you can only do this if you have the rights, and those rights are given you by the owners of the company. And of course, when you do this, there is a report here that will show the points adjusted. Okay, so you adjusted this by 10, so the points here are 210. So initially it was 10. Okay, if somebody maybe may realize this client got these points by mistake, you can still go back here and reduce this by 10. Okay, you can just say there, you reduce by 10. Say okay. Okay, so I've reduced it by 10, so the client still has his 200 points. So that is how you do the adjustment, and then finally you are able to view this report. This is a report that you can view. So you just click view, and then you are able to see this loyalty transaction adjustment report. It just comes in this form, but in the format in which you need it, in an A4 format, you can get it also in the reports. It is also there. And of course you do what you close it like that. Okay, so that is how you view points, you check points, and maybe you can be able to adjust points. And then there is also here point setting. This is where you set all the points here. Okay, you can set basic points earning criteria, points earned, you can say 2, multiple of receipts value. If somebody buys, like let's say 100 shillings receipt value, you give them 2 points or 1 point. Okay, you can set there 2 or 1 points depending on how you want it. And then use private selling values. Also, if you want to use private selling values, you can indicate a tick there. Okay, so increase points by factor during redemption. So you can also indicate what factor is supposed to be increased during the redemption hour. You can indicate either 2 or 1, or minimum markup lock. You can also put minimum markup lock of 5 or more or less. So no points will be earned if receipt markup is below this value. So okay, so you can put there if the receipt is below this value, that is 5, which is the minimum markup, and then when you save, that is how it will be. So if basic points earning criteria, a point is earned when a customer pays or buys products worth 100 shillings, then they get a point, whichever way. So that is how it is. And then you can also do the itemized points. You simply just put specific items here with their descriptions, and then you can say when they buy these items, these are the points they're supposed to get. Okay, so that is how, since this is a new set, first save this, set and edit. Okay, so that is how you do that. You can also do that. You can be able also to redeem. For those who are doing redeeming, they can come here and say points value for redeeming. You can indicate points value there for redeeming. Let's say maybe I've indicated 1,000 there. So I'll just say yes. Let's say okay. So those points value, they are here. And then which products, you can indicate which products, okay, that are indicated for those points value. So you can also input the products that you want to input. I don't know why it's not opening. Okay, so it has opened. So if I put this product here, let me say, okay, not that one. Let me share sugar. So let me select this 1 kg. So you can input that value there and say, so you can put as many points as possible, and then you can input even the products that are supposed to be bought for the redeeming and all that. And then here you can say date and time based promotion. If you want to run promotions, you are able also to do that. You do that. And then there are also birthdays. Okay, your customers may be having birthdays and maybe they don't know, so you can indicate those birthdays. You can indicate that 5% off discount for every customer's birthday, and the system will pick data from the customer database that you've registered from your Smartman. Remember, in the Smartman, when you're registering here, okay, when you're registering here, something you're asking them, you also are asking them the date of birth in their IDs. So contact person, whatever, and then you can see a personal date of birth here. So the system picks from here, and then it adds value to, it actually adds value to their days of birthdays, okay? So they get automatically a 5% discount from anything that they buy within the system during that day. So they even sends an email to them, so they are able to do that. So this is how you do a point setting, and after that, even here you can do the updates to different branches once you've done the settings of everything, and then you do an update, so all the branches will be able to get that, and each and every item will be updated, so that that specific customer's birthday, when that customer comes to buy and he has a loyalty card, then he's given automatically a 5% discount of everything that he's bought. Okay, and then here, this is where now you register customers for ePass. It is just the same thing. You just look like now this customer here, so this one here, and then I will say fingerprints enrolled, and then you input the tick here to activate, and then if the fingerprints are not enrolled, you enroll them, and if the fingerprints are not are enrolled, then that is fine. You just input a tick here, and then you update. So once you've updated, his ePass will be activated, so he'll be able to be using his ePass. And then there is also ePass statement here. You can check, just simply click the name there to indicate the name here, and then he will be able to see his ePass statement. Like now this guy has 500 shillings. He's supposed to use it as his ePass. You can also be able to print this statement here. You can also be able to print the statement. Yes, it's taking some time a little bit, but it's printing. It's printing because now I have to be connected with the printer, and it has to synchronize the printer first before you. So you'll print that statement, and then the statement will appear just like that, just in a moment. So you can also be able, as we are waiting for that printer to print, you are also able to see the SMS here. This is where you set all the SMSs, but I cannot open the SMS now because it will search for the server and then make the entire video to hang. So, but this is where now you can set the SMS triggers. Okay, now the statement is printing. So this is how the ePass statement will look like. So this is how the ePass statement will look like of each and every customer and their statements. So this is where you check their statement. You can check the statements here and no. So of course the SMS you can also be able to set it, but right now if I open it to look for a server, and right now it will make the entire video hang, and that's why I will not open it. So finally you go to reports. So when you go to reports, there are these reports, very many reports, like smart card listing. So this one will show you the number of customers that have registered for the Smart Manager today. Every day it's like an end of day report. So it shows you number of customers that have registered today and the number of cards that were issued. You are able to follow up from here, this report here. And then the second thing is that you find the Smartman audit report. This is also another audit report that shows you number of customers number of cards that were issued, card holder name and all that stuff. So you can find it gives you that audit, which customers have actually bought that. So you have 100+ reports here that you can see. There is customer analysis report, which is a report that I like so much. This is a very nice report that shows you which customers are loyal to you, and then it shows you also the analysis, the shopping behavior of each and every customer. Like you can see your shopping done at which branch, you see, and then which customer who is that, and then the value that he has spent in your business. So you are able to see all those, so that you can make some nice intelligence on how you can handle these customers during, and even at times even you can be able to know which customer gave you a good profit in the course of the year. So you can also check here the active cards that are being used. Out of the cards that you issued, how many are using these cards? So you are able to follow up on that. and be able to check exactly what is happening here. No loyalty with loyalty. So you can see how many cards have been used. All cards active. Like now this one is only 2 cards have been used. Okay, and I'm sure he's only issued 2. So this is in a nutshell, all the reports that managers will have to take time to go through and be able to see what exactly is happening. Otherwise, that marks the end of our tutorial of the Smart Manager. It is just like the way it is. You can see it. And then finally here you have a calculator. Okay, so we have a calculator here. You can simply open this calculator. I think it's opening. It's opened already. Let me see. Okay, so it's opened already here. I don't know why it's not. Okay, this is now the calculator. Okay, so that is the calculator that is open. So you can check if you need a standard one, you need a scientific one, you just click the scientific calculator. So if you need a graphic one or a programming calculator, you can get a programming one. This is what I like the most because of programming, so you can do that. And then there is also graphing calculator, which is just like that. You can do graphing. And then we have lots of all those. And then there is also currency converter, which is here. You can convert your currency. And then you have also volumes and lengths and all that stuff. So this is just a calculator design so that it can help you do calculation. At times you misplace your calculator, or maybe somebody else may be having it, so you can just use an inbuilt calculator. So that is it all about the Smart Manager. Guys, thank you very much for watching this video, and please subscribe down there, and maybe remember to watch other videos. There is a link down there so that you can be able to follow up on other videos and other tutorials, so that you know exactly what the entire Positive ERP is all about. Now remember, this is a Kenyan system designed by Kenyan engineers, and it is not something that is designed by people from outside. Okay, this one, it's not about Microsoft or maybe you call them wherever. Okay, so these are just basically, it's a Kenyan system designed by Kenyan engineers in an environment, in a Kenyan environment. So it is here to solve some of the challenges the retailers and the wholesalers and distributors are facing in terms of maybe stocks, in terms of pilferage, in terms of profitability, and in terms of anything just mentioned. It's in terms of even employees work related, like you can define the operations and all that stuff. Otherwise, thank you very much. My name is Aura. You can visit us if you're interested. If maybe you want to know more, you can visit us. Our offices are in Lower Kabete Road, Spring Valley Business Park, Block A, first floor. So you come there and ask for Gabriel Aura or Gabriel Mira. So this is where I am, and I'll be more glad even to take you through more of the things that we have and the new things that we've discovered. Otherwise, thank you very much. God bless you.